U.S.-China trade talks yield substantial progress in Switzerland, officials say just moments ago. High-level trade negotiations between the United States and China wrapped up after 2 intensive days of talks in Geneva, Switzerland. Emerging from the closed-door sessions, top U.S. officials struck an optimistic tone, signaling what they called substantial progress toward a new trade agreement, and hinting that a deal may already be in place. "We're happy to report that we've made significant strides," Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent told reporters. "The talks were productive and we're confident about the direction we're heading in." He went on to thank the Swiss government for hosting the meetings, calling the environment conducive to serious work. While specific terms of the deal have not yet been disclosed, both Bessent and U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer suggested that the discussions had moved quickly thanks to months of behind-the-scenes groundwork. "This was a very constructive 2 days," Greer said. "It became clear that the differences between our sides weren't as wide as many assumed." Greer added that Chinese officials, including vice premier and vice ministers, were deeply involved in the talks and described them as tough but diligent negotiators. He emphasized that the deal was struck in the spirit of cooperation and mutual respect and said full details will be released in a formal briefing on Monday morning. Both Bessent and Greer confirmed that President Trump had been briefed on the developments throughout the process and was fully up to speed. According to Greer, the president sees this progress as a step toward resolving what he previously declared a national economic emergency, the United States' $120 trillion trade deficit. White House reaction: CNN's Betsy Klein reported live from the White House, underscoring the administration's cautious optimism. "This could be a major development with sweeping implications for the global economy," she said. Just weeks ago, President Trump imposed dramatic 145% tariffs on most Chinese imports, sending shockwaves through global markets and effectively stalling U.S.-China trade. That context made the outcome in Geneva all the more surprising. Leading up to the talks, administration officials had tamped down expectations, calling the meetings a first step rather than a final resolution. Yet Greer described the outcome as a full-fledged deal, and a White House email echoed that sentiment, stating plainly, "This should be considered a trade deal." Still, some important details remain unclear, particularly the status of the tariffs. President Trump previously floated the idea of lowering them to around 80%, but declined to confirm that figure in a recent interview. For now, U.S. officials are keeping those numbers under wraps until the Monday briefing. The president is expected to depart for the Middle East soon on his first major foreign trip of his second term, and sources suggest he's eager to do so with a diplomatic win in hand. Expert analysis joining CNN for analysis was Kenneth Rogoff, professor of economics at Harvard University, former IMF director and author of Our Dollar, Your Problem. While acknowledging the positive tone from Geneva, Rogoff cautioned against jumping to conclusions. "These kinds of negotiations are typically long, messy processes," he said. "So we'll have to wait and see what's actually in the deal." He also pointed out that resolving a trade war with China involves much more than just tariffs. Issues like intellectual property rights, cyber theft, and capital flows are all part of the equation. And while the Trump administration has argued that foreign countries bear the brunt of the tariffs, Rogoff pushed back. "That's just not true. American consumers are paying these tariffs," he said. "It's already contributing to inflation, and further uncertainty is only making things worse." Still, if the agreement holds and tensions continue to ease, Rogoff believes it could pave the way for broader trade stability, both with China and globally. Looking ahead. While it's too soon to celebrate, Monday's briefing is expected to reveal key terms of the U.S.-China deal, especially tariff levels and enforcement mechanisms. Investors, global markets, and policymakers around the world will be watching closely. Whether this moment marks a true breakthrough or just another temporary pause in a long-running trade conflict remains to be seen. But for now, at least, both sides appear to be talking and listening.